Alrighty, good morning, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Engineering Money, the podcast where some full-time engineers give their 2 cents on the financial news of the week and also just try to survive. It might also be afternoon or evening. So, hello, I'm Ben. Oh wait,
Ben, you did a
oh, we
pretty good
don't
job
introduce
at
ourselves
repeating
anymore.
that
Shoot.
exactly.
Yeah, what do you think this is?
This is our second time doing this because Ben messed up.
Oh yeah, my mic wasn't working. Thankfully, though, we caught it
Okay.
before we hit the 2-minute mark. So
And we recreated those 2 minutes exactly for your listening
yeah,
pleasure.
we're only 40 seconds in, but we said all of this stuff the first time.
Yeah, we did.
All right.
Yeah, NFTs are still too expensive to mint for me.
Sorry, if you were hoping to get Tim's background as an NFT, you gotta wait.
Yeah.
All right. So it's my week.
Also, wait,
Tim?
hold on. Shout out to Cam because apparently he listens to every one of these
He
episodes,
does.
and we need to have him on soon.
Yes, Cam is going to be our next guest,
nice.
and Cam is especially going to like this episode. I'm in charge, and we're talking about supply chains, and that's what he does.
Yeah.
Also, shout out to Sam because she is the one that broke this story to me originally. So,
Oh.
yeah, this is pretty cool. If you live under a rock, the news from this week is there is a big prank going on in the Suez Canal right now, actively.
It's a really big
It's just
prank.
a huge prank.
It's an hilarious practical joke.
Here's sort of an overview of what is going on. Thousands of ships go through the Suez Canal every year, billions of dollars of product, and it allows you to avoid needing to go all the way around Africa to move your
That's a pretty
product,
big
which
thing
is
to avoid.
huge. But some YouTube prankster said, you know what I'm going to do? After I go in a little bit through the canal, I'm going to just start drifting.
Had nothing to do with a dust storm or high winds.
And now it's day
It
6.
wasn't,
It was a prank.
it wasn't their fault. They heard Eurobeat starting and they had to drift.
Yep.
Also, this is the news whether you live under a rock or not. Ben implied it was only the news for rock people.
Oh, I was
Yeah.
trying to imply that unless you live under a rock, you don't, you haven't heard it yet. You live under a rock.
Oh, okay.
It's pretty big though, because supposedly for every hour that it's still stuck there, the world economy is losing like $400 million.
Yes, yes,
my
it's
gosh.
really bad, like super bad.
Why don't they just pick it up and move it somewhere else?
Well, that's what they tried.
Why don't we take the Ever Given and push it somewhere else?
let me throw up the copy that, paste that. Let me pull up a fun little. I don't know if this was their first attempt, but this was one of the attempts that they made to move it.
The image for those listening is this obviously massive ship, the Ever Given. It's ridiculously huge. You should look up its actual scale. And they're trying to dig it out with a single backhoe.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, they're trying to dig out the dirt around it.
Yeah, I think
It'll
they had a
help
series of
eventually.
backhoes on either side of the canal, trying to work it from either side. But just this image is great.
Now imagine if that backhoe fell in. It's pretty close to that edge.
Yeah,
Okay, but Ben, where?
yeah. So this obviously has a lot of really big impacts on the global economy in the short term, just because everything is now delayed. Because if I remember correctly, the ships that are like in line right now for when they fix it, they have to decide, do they want to just stay, or is it worth it to go around Africa, which is like I think it's an 11 or 12 day journey if you don't go through the Suez Canal. And we're on day
Imagine
6.
getting your Amazon delivery 11 days later.
Oh my gosh, I'd be so mad.
Yeah.
So those are the short term sort of impacts. Things are going to be delayed and all that jazz. But the longer term impact on this, it's been a trend over the last few years. Companies in manufacturing are talking about reshoring. And I think this is going to be sort of a straw that broke the camel's back sort of decision. So reshoring,
What is reshoring?
yeah, reshoring.
Less straw, more massive ship.
Yes. Reshoring is a concept in supply chain where it's just you make things where you intend to sell them. So not outsourcing your manufacturing to cheaper or cheaper labor sources.
Reshoring is implying that it was offshored sometime in the past and we're bringing it back.
Yes. So the big one that is actually making huge plays in reshoring is Intel. They have plans right now. They're making 2 new semiconductor facilities in the U.S. where they intend to sell their product.
But those won't be open till like 2023 or something.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
It takes a minute to build a factory.
The decisions are getting made now, and I think that trend is going to continue. And so there were a few companies on my radar that I have that I think would do pretty well in this decision of like shutting down older factories offshore and making new ones someplace else closer to where they sell. And it's like all of those information technology and sort of the support infrastructure for these factories, those sorts of companies. So we got a few of them on my list here: Rockwell Automation, Eaton,
Yeah, I've heard of them.
and Emerson Electric, especially.
I do like me some electrical industrials companies.
Mm-hmm.
Hi, Joey.
Yeah.
Electrical equipment. It's the industry that Bloom Energy lives in.
Okay.
How
What
do
are those tickers, Ben?
Oh yeah. Let me throw them up on our high tech chart here.
You know Rockwell's ROK.
Yeah. So this is ROK, and as you can see, so it got stuck like March 22nd, right? So they've actually shot up about 5% since the Suez Canal thing happened.
It's a week.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Eaton is just ETN. Similar sort of company. They haven't had as big as a spike, but they're also, I think, a smaller group.
Was that spike in volume on
Then
the
you
day
said Emerson.
of news?
Yeah, I know. I said 3 stocks. I said Rockwell, Eaton, and Emerson. What did you say, Joey?
I was asking, so on the chart,
Yeah.
we're looking at ETN, and there's this huge spike in volume, like 2 or 3 times bigger than any other day. Is that the day that the news broke of the Ever Given?
No. We're on day 6, so it would have been March 22nd.
Interesting.
So it was the Friday before. But I mean, yeah, I'm not sure. Oh, I think
there's like a sell-off that day.
So they paid a dividend on March 15th, and it was the end of a week. So it might have been, I don't know, maybe that
Sell-off for the dividend, which happens because, in theory, the dividend means that much money is leaving the company. It makes sense to have a correlated drop in stock price.
Yeah. And then the last one, probably my favorite among them, is Emerson Electric. When did I buy them?
And I can't see the ticker.
Oh, sorry, EMR.
Okay. Trying to look it up.
They have just been on a freaking tear since the drop due to COVID.
This news does not. Oh my gosh.
So COVID hit.
Well.
Pre-COVID, they were trading in the 70s. They dropped down to almost 42, and it's just been almost linear. It's just straight up.
And what does Emerson Electric do? Obviously, electric stuff.
Yeah, let me pull up their website here.
Wow,
Hold on.
They have basically stagnated revenue growth, but 36% earnings growth.
Mm-hmm.
So they're figuring something out, how to make more money.
So the most broad answer is just they make manufacturing products and provide engineering services for industrial, commercial, and consumer markets.
Okay.
Oh, so are you saying if companies are going to be reshoring, they're going to need to be buying these things and services?
Yes, like Emerson
When you're building
is
those
like
Intel
the
factories,
contractor.
you got to
that.
hire electrical engineers.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah, they do all sorts of, not just electrical too. It's just, yeah, like they help set up your plant. They have automation stuff that you can put into your system. Yeah, it's a good one. It's my favorite of that list, but I think all of those three companies are gonna win over the next
Big
couple
winners.
years. Yeah.
I wonder, thinking through this lens of reshoring and how it's affecting global economies. We got stock picks now, but what about for our ETF investors? I'm thinking, does a new target for your rebalancing between international and U.S. stocks? If reshoring is bringing work and all of this economic activity back to the U.S., does that mean we're gonna continue to see U.S. stocks outperform international stocks in that broad sense?
Maybe. I think it's difficult to make a broad claim where it's U.S. versus the rest of the world. I think it depends where you're looking geographically.
Mm-hmm.
So places that are kind of choked off and rely on these tiny little canals to get, so like India, getting things to Europe, or I don't know if they go the other way to get to the US or not, but
I would assume they do.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know how
like
affected
China too.
we will be by the Suez Canal blockage though, because
Yeah,
I think
it's
most of the
mostly
things
Europe.
from Asia will come the other way.
Yes. Yeah, most of the things from Asia, I think, go to Seattle.
Yeah.
That would make sense.
And so I'm trying to think of like a popular emerging, like Brazil.
Yeah,
I don't think Brazil will have any problems due to reshoring stuff, or like concerns of businesses having factories in Brazil, especially U.S. companies, because there's nothing really. I guess Panama Canal, if they need to go to the West Coast. It's very interesting thinking about the geography of how these decisions are made.
You don't really, until you think about a canal blockage, you don't think about how literally the physical location of nations will impact their economic activity.
Yeah.
It's just where they are.
Shout out to all the landlocked companies out, or countries out there.
Well, and I specifically brought up the international thing because I know I've been paying attention to it as I'm trying to build my portfolio. So I have my percentages that I'll rebalance every month or whatever. And one chunk of that is going to be international stocks. And I did some research into it. And essentially the way that you look at it from a broad ETF perspective is it tends to ebb and flow. There'll be like periods that the U.S. economy is faster than global, and then global economy is outpacing U.S. for a little while, and we've been in a U.S. winning for a while now. And so one way to look at it is, it's due for a reversal, but maybe stuff like this is going to prolong it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think European companies they will be more directly affected in their decision making from this straw that broke the camel's back situation. But
are you trademarking that phrase right now?
Nope.
It's
a very common phrase.
No, but in regards to this situation.
Oh no.
You're the first one to say it.
I am. And I'm not.
Heard it
I'm not
here first.
afraid to say it.
The shipping container ship that broke the metaphorical camel's back. The camel that tried to go through the eye of the Suez Canal.
Yes.
So, here's the real question. When is KL gonna make their comeback?
Seriously though.
Really, I would like that knowledge too.
Unfortunately, they are not. Well, I guess good. Fortunately, they are not impacted by the Suez Canal blockage.
Yeah.
They're Canadian,
Yes.
but they have a mine in Australia.
Ooh.
That's probably the
Well,
farthest off one they
Yeah.
have, but I don't know if that would go through Suez for any of their supply chain.
I don't know. None of us are supply chain people. I'm sure that's a very easy
Yeah, we need
answer.
Cam on
Need
here.
Cam.
But luckily KL has a dividend, so I don't mind bag holding.
Yeah.
It keeps,
Even though I'm not
keeps
down
you,
that much. But
keeps you happy in times like these.
Gold
Yeah.
is poised for a resurgence, I think. They've been since like August on a downward trend. And they just started.
Speaking of precious metals, since a while ago we talked about it. I've been big on the platinum game.
Oh
Good.
yeah,
Platinum.
platinum, dude. I got you all on that train.
They've been cheaper than gold, but they're going to rebound for the same
Yeah.
reason that gold will rebound.
And platinum is
Mhm.
more like utilitarian. It's got more utility
yeah,
to it.
it's true.
I
I actually use platinum all the time in my new job.
Nice.
What do you mean gold doesn't have a use, Ben?
I didn't say it doesn't have a use. I said it has
less.
less utility than platinum.
Yeah, maybe.
But if you've been looking at gold, you can see they sort of bottomed out near the beginning of March, and they're plateauing here.
Hopefully creeping back up.
So
but
hopefully,
big
yeah.
downward long trend
Yeah.
here.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see. Where's platinum at right now? I don't know how to spell plat.
I think it's PLTM is a platinum
Yeah.
Oh
ETF.
yeah. What?
What's going on?
I don't think that's right.
Maybe not.
But
Maybe it's just
speaking of-
PTM.
Speaking of dividends, though, I think I told you guys this earlier in the week, but I have some shares of
There we go.
AJRD, which is Aerojet Rocketdyne Holdings,
Mm.
and their share price is at like $47, and I got a dividend of $5 per
Yeah.
share,
I looked into it. It was
and
expected.
they're
They had
getting
a special
acquired.
dividend.
yeah,
Special.
Mhm.
it was great. I woke up and I had a notification on my phone that was like, "Hey, free money for you."
There you go. Yeah, platinum's been on a tear. When did we make?
Good.
When did I say that? Wasn't it like November that I said
Yeah,
platinum?
this was a little while ago.
Platinum is good.
It wasn't November, it was later.
I
than
don't
that.
know, Tim.
I think it was this year. But it was
Yeah,
like
I think
early
it was
this year.
this year.
Okay.
Ben.
We'll have to go through the archives.
Yeah, Ben, I'm sure you said it right at the beginning of February
Right at the beginning.
where it went up.
I think I said it on February 15th.
That
That
sounds
was
about
Platinum's
right.
all-time
Yep.
high for our listeners. It's been down since
Yep.
then.
Thank you, Joey, for thinking about the
Um,
listeners.
All right. Well, we have 45 seconds
Hey,
left.
Tim, you're not allowed to mention it until we have to yell about it and say, "Oh my gosh, we're at 20 minutes. We
Yeah.
gotta cancel it now."
No, but now we just get to talk about like, Joey, how are your dogs?
Well, they're doing well. They like the warmer weather. They like to sit in the sun. It's a sunny day today.
That's nice. And you're growing plants.
Oh, the garden's coming along nicely. We're gonna start a spin-off podcast, Engineering Gardens.
Oh, yes.
Oh, yeah?
Because I got my garden going too now.
Heck
Oh,
yeah.
and Ben, you also have dogs.
Yeah.
Good ones too. So I'm told.
Are you two the same person?
No.
2 dogs and a garden?
No, we live in different cities.
Oh.
But other than
All right,
that,
thanks
yeah.
everybody for watching. If you made it this far, put in the comment section what your favorite dog is.